I'm Jim Kircher, still conducting my front porch campaign for the time being, not getting out and about as much as we usually do, but we're still finding stories. It's just that today, they're not always stories about what's happening. Sometimes they're stories about what's not happening. Kara Vanager starts us off.
It's baseball season, or at least it is in theory. All over the country, ball fields big and small sit empty. The sport annually played by 6 million Americans deeply missed by spectators and players alike. So maybe this is a chance to look back and remember some good times in baseball, until the good times come again. I sat down via Zoom with author and baseball historian Ed Wheatley to look way back at how and why St. Louis became defined by its love for the game.
Baseball has made St. Louis, and St. Louis in a way has made baseball with our great history. Baseball really was founded in 1849 in Hoboken, New Jersey by Andrew Cartwright, not like the myth says, Doubleday up in Cooperstown. You got to remember, at this time, there was no television, no radio, no movie theaters. People worked long hours in shops and factories, and baseball became the entertainment. It became a relaxation to play and to watch. So baseball came to St. Louis in that farm. You know, it was clubs farmed to play other clubs, factories played other factories, and soon it was communities playing communities in the general area. So the first game was played in July 1860 in Fairgrounds Park, which is at Grand and Natural Bridge. And that's going to become the epicenter of St. Louis baseball, because 5 blocks down the street on Grand is where you're going to find Sportsman's Park. Robeson Field, where the Cardinals played between 1893 and 1920, was 1 block up. And one of the things that we had that many cities did not, we had 2 teams. The Cardinals were in the National League, the Browns were in the American League. So you saw all the great players come through St. Louis.
President of the St. Louis Browns Historical Society, Ed has an encyclopedic knowledge of those lovable losers, which is on display in his book, The St. Louis Browns, The Story of a Beloved Team, and the 2 films that were based upon it. But his newly published Baseball in St. Louis, From Little Leagues to Major Leagues, looks at the much bigger picture.
You are a real expert on Browns history. What made you want to broaden your view?
The overwhelming fascination of the spirit of the Browns and the competition with the Cardinals really kind of led me to, there's an underlying story about the greatness of baseball in St. Louis. And that's where we then took into this book, this history, finding out why. What are all the pieces and how do they come together?
And although St. Louis baseball wouldn't be where it is today if it weren't for Branch Rickey developing his innovative farm system with the Cardinals, Ed's new book credits a very different caliber of game with its consistent growth.
The Little Leagues. People don't realize the Corey League, which is in all 50 states and other countries across the globe, was founded in St. Louis in the 1930s and is still headquartered here in St. Louis. Dal Maxfield is one of our all-time St. Louis players, shortstop. He was in the 64, 67, and 68 World Series. He won 2 championship rings. I was talking about when he played in the Little Leagues. He played over in Granite City in the Corey League. And it was in those days, men worked long hours in the steel mill in Granite City. And it was also in those days you only had 1 car. So they needed a coach for their team. His mom became his coach. And he talks about how his mom would get her bike out. She would ride the bike with him on the handlebars, holding a couple bats and the catcher's equipment to take him down to the park so the team could have practice.
Dal Maxfield's memory of humble beginnings in Little League is the perfect example of how St. Louis baseball history is so much more than just World Series championships.
Beaumont High School, which happens to be built on that site of Robeson Field, in the 40s and 50s there were more men playing in the major leagues from Beaumont High School than any other high school in the country. St. Louis had a great history in the Negro Leagues with the St. Louis Giants and the St. Louis Stars. Stars won 3 championships.
And although St. Louis didn't have its own team in the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League, it contributed key players to the organization.
All these focal points across generations, plus it was also across the life cycle of the men and women playing the game.
And you yourself still play in the senior leagues, is that right?
It's correct. I still play senior league baseball, the Roy Hobbs St. Louis baseball forever. We're sitting here like everybody else, itching to get back out on the field.
And what do we do without baseball?
The book was originally written to take people back in times and have good thoughts. That's what we need now.
So until we can hear the crack of the bat and the cheer of the crowds again, maybe it's time to unearth that old trophy, glove, or Little League uniform, and for a moment, relive your own part in St. Louis baseball history.